Hello, so we are now in our week 3 of our stay-at-home self-isolation 2020. I hope you're all keeping well, happy, healthy at home. This is a gentle Pilates matwork class. It is about 20 minutes long. I've condensed everything down, but as you're doing the movements, please make sure you don't force anything. And if you're unsure of anything at all, pick up the phone, give me a call, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, you don't need anything other than a mat. If you haven't got a mat, a couple of towels on the floor will be fine, but on a carpet, not a hard floor, you'll find that your back won't like it very much. And a chair. I'm going to be using this bar here as if it were the back of a chair, but you'll just need that at the beginning before we get down onto the mat. Okay, let's begin. Right, so I want you to stand close to your chair first of all, and feet need to be wider than hip width, quite a decent bit wider than hip width. Turn your toes out a little bit and just start rolling your shoulders very, very deeply all the way around. All the way around. 3 times around one way and then 3 times back around the other way. That's it. And then start rolling your head. Again, all the way around one way and then all the way back around the other way. Brilliant. Now I want you to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. That's it. Breathe in, reach and stretch as much as you can, then release your hands back down by your sides. And repeat that, coming up, all the way up, just finding a release in the shoulders, and then back down. And go again, all the way up, reach. But this time, your hand is going to land onto the back of your chair, okay? And we're going to start stretching over one way. Get a nice release down one side of that body. That's it. And then back. Sorry, just checking my watch, making sure I'm going to stay within my 20-minute or thereabouts time frame. So this is a class I would recommend you did maybe in the morning, after breakfast. Hold it there. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just push a little bit further. That's it. And back. Now walk a little bit further away from the chair, and this time you're going to come up, rotate around, both hands go onto the back of the chair and stretch out. Nice work. And then turn around, feet good distance away from the chair, and just again stretch and release. Drop your chest and then tuck your tailbone under and then release back down again. And then under, so you're just arching your back and then releasing your back, letting your tailbone stick out. That's it. And go again, up and then down. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So turn around. Sorry, I'm going to have my back to you now. Hands out wide, up and over you go. Big release all the way down here and then back. And go again, up and over. And back, and up, and over. Hold that, stretch. And then you're going to put both hands onto the back of the chair. Wiggle your feet if you need to. And just stretch down, limbering up that spine. That's good. Now, holding onto the back of the chair, what I'd like you to do now is just a little bit of footwork. We're not going to do much, so you drop up and down. 2. Whilst you're doing this, think about your posture and start breathing very, very deeply for me. In through the nose and then out through the mouth. And then start foot pedaling. So you bend one knee, come up on the other toe. 2, 3. That's good. 4, 5. Really rising up as much as you can. Get those feet working. And then heels together, toes apart. Holding on to that chair for support. Up and down. So you're now in a sort of gentle V, no more than a 90-degree angle at the ankles. And then push one foot and the other, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, holding onto the back of the chair, we're going to do a little bit of squat work. So sit up tall And then as if you are literally sitting down onto a chair, you bend down. Squeeze your glutes as you stand back up. Repeat that 3 more times. Down, stand up. Feet are parallel, please. Last one. Knees stay over your ankles when you do that. And then we're going to do a little bit more, a couple more squats, but this time your feet are going to go wider. Let's put your toes out a little bit. But when you bend your knees, you've got to make sure that your knees stay in line with the toes. No knock knees and no splayed knees, please. Stand up tall and down and stand up. Squeeze those inner thighs this time when you stand back up. Perfect. You don't have to go very far. Last one. And down. Okay, now we're going to get down onto the floor. I'm just going to push this away. Make sure your chair is out of your way so that you don't end up knocking yourself on it. And we're going to get down onto the floor. So let's start by standing up tall, thinking about, just taking a moment to think about your postures. Just play the piano with your toes for me for a minute. And make sure that your feet have a wide stance. So you've got a really good splay of those toes. They get squashed into shoes. We want to let those toes spray out. Breathe in and imagine you've got a string pulling you up, growing a little bit taller. And out, breathing in and out very, very deeply. Get that rib cage moving. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, drop your chin to your chest and let your forehead just lead. Let your arms go floppy and you're going to come down onto the floor. If you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees. But I want you to get that roundness in the back as much as you possibly can. Get a pull going down the back, also down the back of the legs. If you need to bend your knees, please do so. And then we're going to gently come down onto the floor. That's it. And you're going to swing yourselves around and sit up tall. We're going to start by lying down on the mat. So let's get down there safely. Hold on to the back of your knees and just let yourself lie down ever so softly. Now, you might want to put a cushion behind your head. It's not a requirement, but if it's more comfortable for your neck and upper shoulders, then please grab a cushion and place it behind your head. Hands down by your sides. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, I'd like you to brace your abdominals. So squeeze those abdominals together. Imagine that the two sides of your tummy, you need to pull them together. At the same time, you've got a string pulling your tummy button in towards your spine. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, bring one leg up to tabletop. That's it. So you have a 90-degree angle at the knee, 90-degree angle at the hip. Breathe in. If you're feeling strong, then the other leg is going to come up to join it. You're going to stay here for another 8 full deep breaths. If it gets too strong, you put one foot down and then you swap over after 3 breaths and then swap over for another 3 breaths on the other side. Otherwise, you're just holding it here. Breathe. Concentrate on that breathing. Breathe in and out. In, out. You might be feeling it in here at the moment. That's your hip flexors. If that's you, pop one foot down onto the floor. Make sure you keep that spine in neutral. And then let's put both feet down onto the floor. Now, keeping your spine in neutral, lengthen one leg away and then pull it in. And then the other leg, lengthen it away. This is abdominal work. We're going to build the abdominal work as we go. So you reach one leg, you're literally sliding it away and then pulling in. Make sure you're bracing those abdominals. We're building deep abdominal strength. And keep breathing deeply in and out. Last one on this leg. Now, from here, what I'd like you to do is tilt your pelvis so that your lower back is now pushing down into the floor. Bring one knee in towards your chest, grab hold of that knee, and then pull the other knee in as well. And then from here, lift your head and shoulders up off the floor to meet your knees. If that's too strong for you, keep your head down. But we're going to reach one leg away. and pull back in. And then the other leg is going to reach away and pull back in. And the first leg away. That's it. Keep going, away and in and away and in. I'm going to put my head down. I'm beginning to feel strain in my neck. So pop it back down onto the floor. That's it. Now, if you're feeling super strong, we're going to go both legs, but your legs can go up towards the ceiling rather than away from you. If the lower you put your legs towards the floor, the harder you're going to have to work. So arms up and then pull in and away and pull in. So my lower back is pushing down into the floor the whole time and away. And the further my legs reach away from my body, the harder my abdominals have to work. So that, just what I did then, it was quite strong. Work to your limits only. Please stay safe. Do not do anything with force. That's it. And then put your feet back down onto the floor. Let's let your arms come out wide. Let's let your knees drop over to one side gently as you go. Turn your head away. And then come up and over to the other side. That's it. And then up and over and up and over. Now, we need to do a little bit of oblique work, which is the muscles that sort of sit on the side. So you're going to put your hands behind your head. This is one way of doing it. I'm going to do more in a minute. I want you to bring both knees in towards your chest. Now, lift your head and shoulders up. Support the full weight of your head in your hands. And your right elbow is going to come towards your left knee, and you're going to pull in a little bit, just like that. And release back down. And 2. And keep going, swapping over. Last one. On each side, so one more to go. That's it, good. And feet come back down onto the floor. Hands come back down. Feet firmly grounded on the floor. They must need to be quite close to your bottom. You don't want them too far away because we're going to be doing your shoulder bridges, and you'll want your feet close to your bottom for those. So relax your hands down by your sides. Make sure your shoulders are soft and relaxed, and start tilting your pelvis and start peeling your hips up off the floor, one vertebrae at a time. And then come back down again. You end up on your shoulder blades, really no higher than that. Otherwise you'll end up sort of pushing your neck in a position which it won't enjoy very much. Tilt and peel up. That's it. And then back down. And go again, tilt and peel up. Making sure those hips stay square and back down. And again, tilt, peel up. Keep your hips up this time and just push up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Peel yourselves all the way back down. All the way back down. Okay, we need to roll over onto our fronts now. So you're going to roll over onto your front and ever so gently come up onto your hands and knees. If supporting your upper body weight on your hands whilst on your knees is too hard, you can go onto your elbows. But basically, I want you to end up in a sort of crawling position like this. And we're going to start by doing a cat and a cow stretch. So you tilt your tailbone away, head comes up, and then reverse. Head drops, tailbone tucks under. That's it. That's nice. And then go again. It's a nice little gentle back release. It's a good idea to do this in the morning if you have a stiff back in the morning. And then into neutral. And start moving your tailbone through one side and the other side. And one side and the other side. Right, now Make sure those shoulders are soft, please. None of this and none of that. They're soft and your spine is now in neutral. Re-engage those abdominal muscles, just squeeze them in. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, slide your left leg along the floor, keeping your toes gently on the floor there. Now, if you can, hover the toes off the floor, fantastic. The next challenge is to bring the right arm out in front of you. If that is too strong and you're really struggling with the balance, then place your hand back down and just work with the leg. Hold it here, breathing deeply in and out, in and out. And let's put that hand down, that knee comes down. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So reset your shoulders, breathe in. As you breathe out, right leg lengthens away. Hover those toes off the floor. Point your toes, squeeze your abdominals. If you're feeling balanced, your left arm can now shoot out in front of you, or you're going to hold it here. Again, breathing very, very deeply in and out, in, out. That hand comes down, that knee comes down. Now, we're just going to do a couple of gentle push-ups. I really mean gentle. Just want to bend your elbows and push up. Perfect. And 2 and 3. Your elbows can come out wide. Couple more if you've got it in you. If you're done with the push-ups, please don't force it. If your wrists have had enough, don't force it. And then sit back onto your heels and just walk your hands forwards and stretch out. Got it? Okay. Now from here, I want you to lie down onto your tummies, please. Lying down in the tummy is too much for you. I want you to continue on a cat and a cow stretch, which is this one. But what I'm going to ask you to do is just get a little bit of spinal extension work. Hands need to be above your shoulders and your shoulders are soft. Breathe in and out. And with the next in-breath, just lift up a little bit and breathe out, lower down. Repeat. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in, come up. Out, come down. And again, breathe in, come up. And down. Last one. That's it. And come down. And then lengthen your arm underneath and just roll over onto your sides. You're going to support yourself with your hand in front of you like this. And I want you to bend your knee underneath so you have a strong support underneath. Hover the top leg off the floor and just lift that leg up and down. Point your toes up. Make sure your hips here stay square so you're not dropping through the waist, so you're actually working your waist up and down and up and down. Now up and tap your toes down on the mat in front of you. Lift up, tap behind, up, tap front, up, tap behind. 3, 4, that's it, and release down. Okay, and then we're going to roll over onto your back. So we're going to do a little bit of hip circles, both legs, and then roll over onto the other side and do the same leg work that we have just done. So hands down by your sides, neutral spine alignment. Let's go right leg first. Now, you have to imagine you've got a pencil through your thigh here, and the pencil is pointing up towards the ceiling. And I want you to draw 3 circles on the ceiling, but they have to be perfect circles. So it's small and it's controlled and it's precise. And then you go round the other way. Your pelvis should not be moving at all. So you're having to work your hip rotators quite hard. It's a small movement but it's not easy. And then let's bring up the other leg, and then again, rotate around. 2. I'm finding it easier on this leg than I did on my right leg. That is normal. And then go around the other way. 1 and 2 and 3. Now you're going to roll over onto your other side. So I'm just going to flick my body around so that you can still see me, but you can just roll over. So lie yourself down, bend your knee underneath so you have a little bit of support, and your hand goes down on the floor here. Let's start with some nice little leg lifts. Lift up and down. 2. Again, making sure that those hips stay completely stable. And then little semicircles to the front, up to the back, up to the front, up to the back, up to the front. Last one. Brilliant. Pull your knees in towards your chest and then roll over onto your backs, please. What I'd like you to do is to pull one knee in, just holding onto the knee. It can be the back of your leg if you like, and the other. And pull yourself up into a small ball. Gently does it, just getting a gentle stretch in that lower back, and then release your knees and do the same again, pulling in and release and pulling in, release. Last one, pull in and release. Now I need to come back up to sitting, so feet down, over onto one side, and then ever so gently push yourselves back up to sitting. Now you might want to get something to sit on. If you would like to grab that cushion to sit on, please do so, but I want your feet to be out long. Knees are, well, your feet are about mat width apart. I want you to sit up tall, and then as you breathe it out, lean over towards your feet. That's it. Gentle back release, and then come back up and go again, up and over and back and up and over and back. Keep your fingers interlocked, rotate around through one side, come back to the middle, round through the other side, back to the middle, one side, back to the middle, and the other side, and back to the middle. Now, I want you to lengthen your legs, feet, toes point up towards the ceiling, and just gently lean over towards your feet. So you start feeling a pull all the way down the back of your legs. That's what I want you to feel, as a stretch down the back of the legs. Some of you might feel it in your lower back as well. That's absolutely fine. But breathe into the stretch, and then as you breathe out, just pull yourself a little bit closer towards your legs. That's it. And then come back up. Now we're going to use the chair again just to do our last 2 stretches. We need to come back up to standing safely. So go over onto your hands and knees, walking your hands back towards your feet and straighten up. I'm going to pull this back because we're going to use this just to stretch out 2 muscles. First of all, your hip flexors. So you turn around and face the back of the chair, right foot in front, and just bend that knee, body upright. So I'm feeling a stretch down the back of this leg. Please remember to drink some water. The days are getting warmer. Hooray! You need to keep hydrated. Other leg goes back. So left foot forwards, right foot back. So this has been a gentle class, but nonetheless, when you're working your muscles, they will use an awful lot more water than you would normally expect, even if you're not sweating. So it's very important that you do rehydrate. I tend to drink about, I don't know if you can see this, how much is in there? It's a 650 millilitres. I'll drink about 3 or 4 of these every single day during the day, and a little bit less in the evening, probably about half of that in the evening. I allow myself 1 or 2 cups of coffee. Now we're going to stretch out the piriformis. So your left foot goes on top of your right knee and sit down. But water really is what we need. We don't need fizzy drinks, don't need... Fruit juice is obviously good for your vitamin C, but don't need more than 1 glass a day. It's got loaded with sugar. And then come up. And then this is a hard stretch to get. The other foot goes on top of the knee if you can get it there, and sit down. If you can't, don't worry about it. Another way of doing it is crossing your feet over and just stretching down like this. It's a bit more of a hamstring stretch, but nonetheless it's a stretch. And then the other side. Okay. And we are done. Thank you very, very much if you've been watching. Sorry this has gone a couple of minutes longer than I was hoping, but hope you enjoyed it. Give me a call, feedback, much appreciated. If you want anything else, let me know, and I hope to see you back in the studio super soon. Take care, thanks, bye.